Meredith Mueller-Bolton here. I'm here on behalf of the church development team with some really great news, really exciting news that we are thrilled about. And I pass that news on to you. It's a rare thing these days and in these parts, but we have a new church development among us uh, coming to us from Brook Presbyterian Church. They are sponsoring a new church development. So Linda Owens, naturally, the pastor of that church, has been super involved in this and can give you her impressions. So I get to be the liaison from the church development team, and I get to hear about this regularly. But I'm going to turn this over to Linda so that she can fill you in about the key players and what's been going on. Linda's there in person. Hi, Linda.
Hey,
Yay.
Meredith. Thank you. My name is Linda Owens. I'm the pastor at the Brook Presbyterian Church, and I have been counting down the days that I could get to this moment to share with you our good news. And to do that, I need to tee it up with a couple of sentences. In December of 2020, we got a surprise offer from Christ Presbyterian Church in Martinsville. They were doing the difficult work of dissolving themselves as a congregation. But they had investigated us unbeknownst to us and offered us their property and their assets. They are a congregation that was just 6.5 miles from the Brook Church. And through a discernment process, our session graciously and with great gratitude received that glorious gift and started a 2-year discernment period of listening for the Spirit speaking about what would we do with this gift. We accepted it, agreeing that its use in whatever its future held would be for ministry and mission. So we couldn't sell the property and take care of our capital needs or solve any budgetary issues. We were charged with dreaming what God could do with this resource, this gift out of the blue. 2 years later, we were in the need of a new director of Christian education, and we found ourselves in the company of Lizette Gonzalez Sosa, then finishing up her seminary education. And she and her partners, and particularly Esther Chang, who you'll meet in a minute, came to us with a dream and a vision for what that property could be. So while we were deciding whether there would be a ministry to take this property or whether we would sell it and use it for ministry, they came with a beautiful God-inspired vision for what could be. The Martinsville Adaptive Reuse Project, now lovingly renamed Sanctuary and Seed. They're going to tell you all about that, but let me tell you just briefly about them. Steve, you did a great job. You stole all my thunder telling us about Lizette. Lizette is the executive director of Sanctuary and Seed, very recent seminary graduate. She collected all the degrees that Princeton could offer. So in addition to her MDiv, she has a Master of Arts in Christian Formation and the newest offering, a Master's in Ecotheology. I think the title's a little different, but that'll do. She has a deep lifelong connection to the Presbyterian Church. She's under care at South Jersey Presbytery, ready to receive a call. Life is good. She is a ball of energy. She brought with her in this endeavor Esther Chang, another graduate of Princeton Theological Seminary, and also an undergrad from Bryn Mawr. And I had to write this down. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Growth and Structures of Cities, with a concentration in environmental studies and something else. I mean, it got to be, these are well-educated women with a beautiful, passionate interest in social justice and ecological justice. And with that, I turn it over to them.
Well, thank you, Linda. I don't know how to follow this up with the program, but we thank you for that introduction and thank you for that too. We are so excited. My name is Lisette. This is Esther. We're excited to share with you all about Sanctuary and Seed. Sanctuary and Seed is basically an adaptive reuse project. We are repurposing what was the former Christ Presbyterian Church in Martinsville as a multi-use shared eco space to facilitate both human and ecological flourishing. The cultural, ecological, and religious landscapes have been evolving significantly in recent years, and they still are. In the face of climate crisis, environmental stewardship is becoming increasingly important to Americans on the whole. However, the Pew Research Center identifies nones, people with no specific religious affiliation, as far more willing to acknowledge that this is a crisis than those who inhabit the Protestant Christian space. So there's a fundamental disconnect between those who have come from religious spaces and perhaps those who have a history of being in religious spaces and no longer want to be affiliated. That's what's called the nones. And the nones basically represent 28% of our population, and it's rising every single day. So, and half of this group says they're nones because of bad experiences with their church backgrounds and or a desire to just simply eschew all of the religious traditions. So those are the folks that we are trying to connect with, because even though they say we don't want to be part of a church, they're also saying that they're spiritual and they want to have a connection and they want to understand and they want to learn more. Aside from these spaces, there's also one more environment that is changing rapidly, and that is the workplace. Since COVID-19 pandemic, more and more people work from home. By 2025, by 2025, 1 in 5 Americans will work remotely, and in New Jersey, 17% already do. Regardless, 78% of workers say a healthy and sustainable culture would be helpful for their mental and holistic health. So, Sanctuary and Seed is a response to that changing landscape for all those things that are shifting. And we're going to be using the principles of adaptive reuse. We're taking a building that is a church and adapting it and reusing it to address community needs, the things that are evolving and changing. We're going to be using some ecological centered design, prioritizing sustainability and environmental stewardship. We also have a human environmental design focus that focuses on rest, Sabbath, and well-being for the experience of the people that were there. And aligned with this mission of the original property, we aim to cultivate an ecclesiology that is thoughtful, that engages both the nones and the dones. The dones are those who have been in church perhaps their whole life, and now they were like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it anymore. But they still identify as wanting a spiritual connection. Those who are done with the church doesn't mean they're done with God. It just means they're done with an institution. So we hope to take some of those that are disaffiliated with any kind of religious structure or institution and bring them into a new experiencing of understanding God. By placing each of these in conversation with one another, Sanctuary and Seed seeks to create a space that leads to human and ecological thriving. So Sanctuary and Seed will curate this space for ecological and human flourishing through the offerings listed here. We will effectively accomplish our mission through these 4 program areas. The first one is the regenerative gardens. And so that is a space that will not only create sustenance for our community, but it will also serve as a spiritual and practical educational space, empowering participants with knowledge about sustainable agriculture and environmental stewardship. Our retreat space that we're offering is a sanctuary that's nestled in the natural landscape and the little babbling brook and stream that runs through the property, and it helps to foster rest and restoration. In addition, we are offering our own retreat programming, and we'll partner with congregations and organizations and wellness practitioners that are within a 50-mile radius of where Martinsville is, so that they can use this space as well. This allows us to share in the experience of renewal and reflection that Sanctuary and Seed offers. We also seek to set the standard for ecologically mindful and wellness-centered workspaces through our flex work and co-working space. This initiative aims to attract professionals looking for a more inspiring alternative to either their home or traditional office spaces, fostering a community-oriented workspace and generating additional revenue. So, part of the offerings is Wild Church. What is Wild Church? Wild Church at Sanctuary Seed is a new worship community that is part of the Wild Church Network. It is a collective of ecocentric worshiping communities. Wild Church reimagines the traditional concepts of church by creating a predominantly outdoor gathering space where faith exploration and formation are deeply rooted in ecological awareness that cares for all of God's creation. We have a brief video of a member from Fresno, California, talking about their unique experience and how it has impacted them.
Hi, my name is Katerina Hea, and I'm the pastor of Wild Church Fresno. Welcome to our sanctuary. We gather outdoors. We are a church without walls, and our mission is to restore our place in the community of creation. We want to form beloved community in Christ with all creatures in our watershed and the plants, animals, soil of our place to reconnect our faith and our place. And so we gather monthly by the river, and we also do hikes and other immersion experiences like canoe trips outdoors. We also gather for potlucks and prayer times together. We're a community that seeks to practice the love of the Creator for the natural world and to put that into practice in our place. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world." And that word in Greek is actually cosmos. God so loved the cosmos, not just humans, but the whole universe and beyond, that God sent his only Son in Christ to show that love, to demonstrate that love. So we seek to demonstrate that love in our place through acts of service, through reconnecting spiritually with the land and waters, seeking to be restorers, especially in this time of ecological collapse and climate crisis, where so much is unraveling. We want to be people who practice repair and reconciliation in our place. And so,
hi, I'm Joy Harrington, and I participate in Wild Church, which I absolutely love.
Oh, no.
At a Grandmother Oak right now here.
Great. So these are some of the key success indicators that will continue to guide our work in the next 6 to 8 months. They're both strategic and intentional, with an overarching emphasis on quality of impact. So right now, we are currently developing our communications, marketing, and branding strategies. We're preparing to launch our rental spaces, and we're readying the building and land for our first Wild Church gathering. Even right now, we have people painting and taping the building as we speak. So it comes to the slide. How can you help? First of all, we welcome all of your prayers. Cover us in all of your prayers so that we can reach many people and express the love of God in a way that connects with them so that they can come to know the Lord. So that's first and foremost. Second, we could use help locating volunteers, especially Esther, because Esther is going to be doing the gardens. She has to outline them, and that requires many, many hands. And many hands makes light work. So we're hoping that you can connect us with volunteers. And if you're interested, you can please come talk to us. Lend your expertise. If you know how to fundraise, if you know something about making boxes for raised beds, if you know something about plants, anything that you have that you're an expert in, we welcome to have a conversation. Connect us to other people. You know, they say about 6 degrees of separation, that somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. Let people know, spread the word, let them know what's happening at Martinsville in this new church development. And we definitely want you to spread the word to join us September 15th at 2 p.m. for our very first Wild Church gathering in Martinsville. And then there was the problem with the computer. Almost there. So anyway, as I said, we need your help and we deeply appreciate and welcome any ideas you have to help us grow this community. So the next slide, it says Sanctuary and Seed. That in a nutshell, siblings in Christ, is Sanctuary and Seed. Hopefully soon we'll know if we're a 1001 new worshiping community. Either way, we're still a new worshiping community. We're a new church development in the Presbytery of the Highlands and a sponsored ministry of the Presbyterian Church at Brook. We are very excited and we hope that you are excited too as we look forward to growing together in faith and community as we embark on this new journey. Thank you. And please continue the conversation with us by scanning the QR code. Or you can contact us at sanctuary.seed@bppc.org. Yes, take out your phones. Take out your phones. Get that QR code. Thank you.